All right, I'm here with a van. This is my my first day of the van build. I'm gonna show you what's going on. I just got this van. It's a 2011 Ford Transit Connect. It's really small. I've been shopping for about a week now, and this is what I ended up going with. Super tiny, so it'll be a tiny van conversion. And the project that I'm doing today is going to be installing a nice wood floor at the bottom so that I can work in there and so that I can potentially sleep on the ground in a sleeping bag or something like that. The only thing that I've done so far is remove this kind of cover that was on the base of the cargo. Now it's just, the raw sheet metal, and I removed these side panels that went kind of, in the side. So first I'm going to take everything out of the van, and then I'm going to clean, the grooves in the van. And then I'm going to take this foam insulation, I'm going to put it in those grooves so that the wood can lay flat. Then I'm going to put down that, can you see that aluminum insulation? Then I'm going to put down the wood and then screw everything back in. The van is now cleaned out. Looks pretty nice, eh? And I'm just gonna lay down the foam slats. I'm gonna cut them and lay them down in between here, but first I gotta clean it. All right, so I finished adding the slats. Now it's just time to glue them in. Little hiccup, the spray adhesive I got turns out not to have a nozzle, so we need to find one of those. So all the slats are down. They're a little bit higher than I'd like them to be, so I'd like it ideally to be even here, but I didn't get that. What can you do? So now I'm going to put down the next level of insulating material, Reflectix, and then yeah, that's my next step. Now, as you can see, the van is insulated, so the only next step is to add laminate wood flooring. So yeah, this is gonna be the tricky part where I have to lay them down and cut them to the right size. I don't really know what I'm doing here, so just kind of have to play it by ear. I'm just laying out the wood. I have this mat here, so I'm laying it out and drawing the cuts on it, and hopefully that will be enough. Just kind of eyeballing it. All right, so my cutting setup is pretty simple. I got my friend David's jigsaw, and we got a little piece of wood sticking up that I'm gonna cut. I'm done with the first plank. Took me longer than I thought. Looks pretty bad on the edges, but that's not the point because I'm gonna put some rubber around it, hopefully. So yeah, it's just generally supposed to be the right shape. All right, it's about 4 o'clock, which is when it starts getting dark around here in San Diego. I didn't get as much done as I want. I have like those 3 planks, but I have a better idea about how I want to do the wood in the future, and I'll explain kind of what I've learned. So originally the idea was going to be to bolt the floor in. Just gonna bolt it here, here, here. You can see I messed up there quite a bit. Here, and then there's some holes in the front here in the insulation that I was gonna bolt in there too. That's just in here as well. That's a bolt. But what I've realized is that that's gonna be way too difficult. So I'm just gonna silicone it onto the insulation and hope that it doesn't move, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to tear up these pieces that are on now. I have to redo all of them. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain, but tomorrow I should be able to finish. So hey, this is post-editing Jonah, just giving a little update. It started raining pretty soon after I had my new plan. I just wanted to explain a little bit better what the issue is. So basically there were 10 bolts in the van that I originally wanted to attach my flooring to. That way it'd be super secure. The problem is that even if you drill the holes in the flooring super accurately, because it's such a big surface, getting them every single one to line up is incredibly difficult. And I just don't have the ability to get them that precisely lined up. A better way to do it would be to have much bigger holes that allowed for more tolerance. But I can't even measure it that accurately with the setup that I have. So that's why I'm going with the easier method. Thank you for everybody who's watching this. I hope it's interesting or informative, or you can learn from my mistakes or something like that. All right, thanks. Like and subscribe, maybe.